So today we're going to do infrastructure. Now I'm going to take you back to Unit 7, in which we talked about current challenges faced by the Indian economy. And that we learnt it like RIPHEE, RIP, RIPHEE. So just go through that, and let me just tell you, R, that is rural development, is done. I, infrastructure, we'll do today. P, poverty, we finished. H is human resource development, we finished. E, employment is over, we just finished. And we are going to do environment and sustainable development remains. And today we are going to do infrastructure. So just have a quick cursory glance. So Unit 7 is current challenges facing Indian economy. Total marks again is 22 out of the 40 marks. In this, we finish with rural development. We have to do infrastructure. We finished poverty. So RIP, we finished R and P. I remains. And in HE, that is human capital formation. H is over. E, we just finished employment. And we have remains is environment and sustainable development. So we are going to do what is known as infrastructure. So what is infrastructure? Well, it's a support with services to the production sector. So what are the production? Who produces? Say the primary sector, you have agriculture, you have industry. So how are you going to support them? That is infrastructure. And there are two types of infrastructure. It's a very simple chapter. It's divided into two parts to categorize to make it easier to learn. One is economic infrastructure and the other is social infrastructure. So what is economic infrastructure? So economic infrastructure talks about what is known as transport, communication, banking, etc. And if you're talking about social, it is basically education and health and everything that is connected with it. So I want you to just have a quick look at it. So what is infrastructure? So infrastructure, we can define it as a supporting structure that provides different kinds of services to the main areas of production, such as agricultural production, industrial production, and say trade and commerce. So what are the types of infrastructure? So we have two types basically. Economic infrastructure, it is one which is mainly within the system of production and distribution, and it helps in the process of production of goods and services. It is a sort of economic input, like for example transportation, communication, energy, power, irrigation system, banking and financial institutions are included in economic infrastructure. So when you spend on the creation of economic infrastructure, it leads to an increase in the stock of physical capital, and it raises the process of economic growth too. So talking about social infrastructure, it consists of all those facilities and institutions which improve the quality of human resources. For human resource development, it is very important. So what are they? So it contributes to economic processes indirectly and from outside the system of production and distribution, sort of. For example, let's take educational institutions, hospitals for health, sanitary conditions and housing facilities. These are some of the components of social infrastructure. These services are directly consumed by the people, but they are of immense help, but yes, indirectly, in production of goods and services. For example, education improves labor productivity. Similarly, health infrastructure ensures supply of healthy manpower for production of goods and services. So when you spend on social infrastructure, it increases the stock of human capital in the economy. It helps in human capital formation. So a good question could be, what do you mean by infrastructure? What are the types of infrastructure? Or differentiate between economic infrastructure and social infrastructure. Thank you.